Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Cutting Room Podcast. This is your host, Damian King. Feels so good to be back. I know it's been a while since I've dropped any videos. If you follow me on Instagram, which is the only Damian King on Instagram, you see I still post pictures from events that I go to, appearances that I'm asked to go to, or I feel like I should go and attend. But I have not posted any episodes of the Cutting Room Podcast. I took a break because this is a start of the new generation of the show. This is the second season of the show, and this will be more focused on strictly audio. It's now that I have my own setup here in my house. Shout out to Solomon over at the podcast place, who's helped me out and got me started and really pushed me to want to get out of that um get out of that space, only to become a little more independent and actually handle my production more hands-on. Maybe in time, whenever I have interviews set up, I will be attending the podcast place and booking a room for about an hour just to do interviews via video, whatever. But it's always good to go back to your roots. But today's episode is the first episode of the second season. Feels so good to be back. We're If you notice my voice is pretty raspy, is because I'm fresh off of attending the Remix Rumble Pro Wrestling nightclub. If you're a fan or you follow pages on Instagram about pro wrestling, I'm pretty sure you have come across the Remix Rumble. It's a pro wrestling themed nightclub that travels all over the United States. They were in Philly, they've been in Cleveland, they're in Toronto, I believe. From what I've heard, they are Canadian. The guys who coordinate this, come out of Canada. I don't know whether it's Toronto. I'm not too sure, but they were in LA this past weekend, the weekend of the 28th. I tried to attend the San Diego weekend, which was the weekend prior, which would have been what, the 19th, um, over in San Diego, but it was on a Sunday, so I couldn't make that. I had work in the morning on Monday. I would be getting out too late, having to drive 2 hours back to LA, and have to be up early, especially if I'm going to be drinking and enjoying the night. So I decided, you know what? I had a prior engagement the Saturday of the 28th. Um, and I didn't buy my ticket literally till hours prior, where I was like, okay, if I can make it both events, then I'll for sure do the Remix Rumble. It's one of those things that I've seen on Instagram and seen the videos and the highlights and the people that go there. It's it's really one of those things that if you don't attend it when you have the chance, you're gonna regret it. I know I was feeling that. When I saw that they're gonna be in LA, every time I've seen these pages and these video clips of the show, it really feels like a speakeasy. It's such an underground thing. It's one of those like after hours clubs. It feels very very hidden. It's very intimate. Um, but I bought my ticket. I think I bought the second tier. I missed the first tier sales; they sold out, and then I got the second tier. So I think I paid like $34. I think. Um, and I got there right when they opened. They started letting people in. I Ubered over there. I didn't want to drive. You know, it's never safe to drink and drive, or else you want to get dropped off. But I Ubered for my house, and then I headed over to uh, Catch One LA. Um, and I pulled up, and there's a huge line right from the get go, which I thought, like, wait, I hope this isn't gonna take too long. And sure enough, they opened the doors, and everyone went right in. You walk in, and in Catch One, it was my first time attending that venue. Never been there before, but it's like a two-floor club, ambiance and setup. You go up the first floor, and then there's two bar areas. One inside like the dance floor area, and the other one was like outside next to the bathrooms. But you pull up, and they were setting up, and I saw the coordinators, the guys that have organized this. Um, by the way, great setup, guys. It was one of those things like in the highlight videos that they post, it doesn't seem like it should take long. I mean, how many songs that are pro wrestling themes, any entrance theme songs? How I mean, how long can they really make this last? This started at 9 a.m. and they were looking to go to 2 a.m. That's pretty awesome. That's awesome, and I was willing to to take it all in and see what the big hype is about, and it did not let down at all. So right when I walked in, first thing I had to hit was the bar. Walked up to the bar. It wasn't that much of a wait. They give you a menu, and I saw that there was themed drinks. I'm not sure if the theme drinks change for every different city or if it's always the same ones, but I believe it was like a margarita. They had like the bloodline shots, I think. I don't know what theme margarita. I don't know if it was like a mommy margarita. I'm not too sure. I don't remember the name, but I got the first margarita, and after that, I stuck to Estrella. I stuck to beers, fairly priced. The theme drinks were $15, I believe. The beers were at 10. I mean, pretty standard for any type of club pricing. But as I'm drinking a beer right now as we do this first episode. Something I wouldn't be able to do when I'm being videotaped because when I have the mask, believe it or not, and I did have the mask on at Remix Rumble. I will say this: it was my first time like at a club event. I've done live events, wrestling live events with the mask on, but in this club, it was I tried to attempted to have it on the whole time, and luckily, like my mask gives me a little bit of a break. But yeah, so I walk into the Remix Rumble, grab my drink, uh, and then I think the coordinator starts explaining how this night's gonna go. So, like the blood or like Roman Reigns, there's levels to this shit. There's 10 levels. Um, I think it was five. I think it was 5 levels that they were going to 5 or 10 levels. They played 3 to 5 songs each level, and they see your reaction. They see how much how hyped the crowd gets, and depending how hype you get, they move up a level. So that was pretty cool. I remember the first for sure. Some of the songs that stuck out for that first level was Ass Man, Billy Gunn's theme song, one of my favorites. Basically every gym song that I have on my playlist is was played. They started Mr. Ass was being played. I what other they started doing some of the pay-per-view songs for the promos. They did My Way, Limp Bizkit, Bodies by for that was the Drowning Pool's Bodies, which was for SummerSlam 2001. It was pretty awesome to hear all those rock songs, and then sure, and when you think like they're just gonna play wrestling entrance songs, and it actually wasn't the case. You know, we did hear DMX songs being played. X gonna give it to you. What other song? It was just it had a good flow. The music had a good segue into different songs, different genres, different superstars. So obviously, everyone when you walk in, you want to hear the John Cena's, you want to hear the CM Punks, you know. But those I believe were I was pretty sure that those were gonna be probably the last level. So yeah, they started off with ones you know. I think they put on Bret Hart's theme song. Uh, and that's kind of like the way it went. You level up basically, and then also another thing that I loved about this, the way they organized it was that there's interaction with the crowd. So there was a DJ, and then there was 2 MCs. Um, which by the way, the MCs did such a great job interacting with the crowd. And then at some point, it became like it became a promo between the crowd and the MC because the MCs I believe are from Toronto, from Canada, I think, and obviously we're in the U.S. and I think people wanted the Vince McMahon No Chance in Hell, and they were not going to play it. That being because of all the allegations and the whole court dispute and basically what happened inside the documentary of Mr. McMahon that just dropped on Netflix last week. So they said we're not playing that, and people got mad. Well, obviously, pro wrestling fans were very loyal, and I'm not saying that we're supporting a creep like Vince McMahon. It was just like we just want to hear that song, and he said no. and we got mad. I mean, I think I did too, but he's like, no, you know, you guys, you know, are the reason Vince McMahon exists, and then became like fuck Canada type thing, and it was pretty awesome. But it was friendly. It was it was like very friendly. It felt like a real promo um, battle between the crowd and between the two MCs. By the way, the MCs, one of the MCs was wearing, he was all Wolfpack and WO Wolf packed out. And he had yeah, I think he had a Sting shirt under, which I think I have that Sting shirt as well. That was the first thing I noticed. I forgot where I purchased that one from. But I think you probably got it from the same website. But I went in rocking my Rey Mysterio Hall of Fame shirt from WrestleMania 39 that my niece got me cuz she got to go to the event. I wasn't able to. But she bought me my t-shirt. I wore it that night. Um but talking about outfits. So, you go to a club and people are going to go dress their best. You know, but this is a pro wrestling team nightclub. So you're not gonna go in there Gucci'd out. You're not gonna go in there with the Louis Vuitton red bottoms. You're not gonna go in there suited up, GQ'd. Man, the first outfit I noticed when I walked in had to have been the guy in the Ring of Honor CM Punk gear. He had the jacket, he had the shorts, he had the kick pads, he had the tape on his wrist X'd out. And I immediately went up to him and like, man, bro, I got to take a picture with you. Which I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan as a person, but as a wrestler, I respect the man. And obviously, one of the best theme songs and entrances that I've ever seen has to be CM Punk when he came out of Revolution against MJF, and he came out to AFI's Miseria Cantaré, the beginning, which I was hoping they would play and they didn't. But just letting you know, Remix Rumble, if you hear this, if you get to hear this episode, we want to hear that AFI song. But yeah, I took a picture with the guy that dressed up as CM Punk, Ring of Honor era. Then I see the Fiend walking around, and he has the mask on, and it was good to pay tribute to Rotunda and Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace. And it was a really good outfit. I also have that picture up on my Instagram with me and CM Punk, me and the Fiend, and I think probably was on my third round of drinks when I see a man walk into the club, slow walking, slow chemically walking with the red mask and the outfit. It was Kane. Kane walked into the Remix Rumble, and in the muscle shirt, it was the arm cut off Kane. It wasn't, no shirt, no mask Kane. It wasn't the Kane, the Demon Kane. It was that OG Kane that we all love, which they didn't play. Also, they didn't play the Kane theme song from what I remember. So I don't think they played Slow Chemical, nor did they play the original. But the crowd did go nuts when they played the Big Show's theme song. It was the second version of the theme song. I wish they would have played the original one, that where we thought that Big Show was the one. Well, it's the Big Show. The crowd went nuts for that one, whether it was the second version. Um, but they had Evolution, Motorhead was playing Triple H's theme song. Um, they also played DMX. The John Cena. When we started leveling up a little more later into the night, we heard John Cena's um, the original, the Doctor of Thugonomics theme, and then went into My Time Is Now. The crowd was hyped. The Jeff Hardy No More Words theme song. There's a video that I found on Instagram where someone caught me in the background doing the Jeff Hardy dance, and I had to go nuts on that one. That was for sure got me in the mood. Um, but if you haven't heard of the Remix Rumble, look it up on Instagram. You won't be able to find the events like on Google because the events aren't as consistent. And this is I've actually DM'd the coordinators because I want to get these guys on the cutting room. Remix Rumble, if you can hear me now, Let's make this episode happen. Let's make this collaboration happen. I want to know how this came to be. Where'd you guys get the idea? How do you guys get this organized? Going to city. You guys were in Philadelphia for WrestleMania 40 XL. I don't know if you guys were you guys here for LA WrestleMania 39. I know you guys did the Detroit, or you get no Indiana. Let me see. Let me look it up. This is also makes it easier doing audio only. I could like look at my phone and look up. You guys were in Cleveland. Okay, you guys were in Cleveland. You hit the Roxy. Oh, okay. That was in August. So that was for what? SummerSlam. For SummerSlam, you guys were there. And another thing was that they had promoted a couple nights prior that they had secured a special guest. Um, special guests. Wasn't hints whatsoever, but some people, there was talks in the crowd. If when we're outside waiting, like, who do you think it's gonna be? Some people dropped the Miz because he's from LA or he lives in LA. Some people thought that it was gonna be the Acclaimed. But I really couldn't even predict. I had no clue in my mind. You guys have had Mark Henry prior. I guess Mark Henry has DJ'd there. That's pretty awesome. That all this comes together really well. And the reason this is so awesome, people think like, so what's so great about a pro wrestling theme club is because us as pro wrestling fans, a majority of the fans aren't the types to go to nightclubs. And this is the best way I'm putting it is putting it as nice as possible. Um, we're the types that listen to that new metal, early 2000s, late 90s types of rock music. And the theme songs that are used, that are actual songs by artists, things like the Pixies, by Orange Cassidy. We have John Moxley's Wild Thing, or even his prior theme song, Violent Idols, is the band that did the theme song for Moxley when he first got to AEW. A lot of this is rock music. There's no clubs for that. If there is, there's not that many. But like a dancing nightclub, and everything. So for us as pro wrestling fans, it's pretty awesome to go to an event that isn't a pro wrestling event, and we get to enjoy the ambience of being around fans that love to get dressed up, that love to sing along to the theme songs in the crowd. I know I am. Anytime I go to any pro wrestling event, AEW specifically, I'm gonna be for sure the guy that's gonna be running down the aisle, back and forth, singing along to Wild Thing when Moxley comes out, or when Orange Cassidy comes out to, whether it was Jane, by Jefferson Starship, or whether it's Where's My Mind by the Pixies, or even WWE's Cody Rhodes' theme song, by Downstraight, another great song to sing along to. Obviously, the whole whoa, and believe it or not, that whole crowd was whoaing by the end of the night. I think that was like I think that was probably the last song they played, because that was probably on the 10th level of the experience. Um, but yeah, so they had announced guests to appear. They didn't say who, and then I think by like the second to the last level is when I think the lights turned down a little bit, and then we just see on the video screen behind them, we see the images of Flash Garments and Swerve Strickland. Sure enough, first came out Flash Garments, and then here comes the former AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Swerve Strickland, the mogul, comes out. I think the last time we have seen him, other than his appearances or whatever he posts on social medias, was AEW. AEW's last pay per view, where he was in a cage match with Hangman Adam Page. You know, which was that? What was the last pay per view actually? The AEW had were All In and All Out. The last time we saw him was at All Out, first weekend of September. Um, but yeah, he comes out and they sang one song prior, and then they got into singing Swerve's theme song for AEW, and the crowd went nuts. I did. You got to hit that Prince Nana. you gotta hit that Prince Nana dance. But it was really good to see that. That was something different because I think Mark Henry has come out in a lot of them prior to this LA show, and then now they have Swerve Strickland and Flash Garments on their belt. And all credit to Remix Rumble. Um, Congratulations, guys, on all the success. It's really awesome. Um, I look forward, hopefully, to get you guys on the Cutting Room Podcast, whether it be video. If you guys are ever in LA, come through the studio. We'll make this happen. Talk about how this came to be. What was the inspiration? Who gave you guys the idea? Um, what's your guys' goals for the upcoming years, and what's the end game for this? Because and if there isn't no end game, then let's keep it going, because it's what you guys did. You guys doing a service to the pro wrestling community. Um, you guys have created a different type of an event that isn't a live pro wrestling event. This is an experience. This is a speakeasy. This is a pop up like no other. And I hope to see you guys. Hope you guys get to be in Las Vegas, and because I'll be in Las Vegas that week. Tickets just went on sale for WrestleMania 41, guys. Las Vegas this spring, Easter weekend. What do you guys think of the prices? I know that's the talk of the pro wrestling world right now, is that the ticket prices leaked, or they have the prices already set, and that the nosebleeds are $1,000 minimum for both days. What do you guys think of your thoughts? Do you guys think it'll drop? I think they will. If you want my opinion, I think these prices are going to drop. It's always happened every year. It's what we go through every year. Like Woody said in Toy Story, we go through this every year, guys. They drop, the tickets go on sale, and they're high as hell, and then they can't sell it out, and then they drop like literally days prior. So at this point, WrestleMania is that type of event that I don't think your seat really matters. All these events, all these venues that they go to have been places where there is no bad seat. SoFi Stadium, there was no bad seat in that stadium. And whether you got a cheap ticket or not, I know I was able to look up tickets prior, and I just couldn't attend the show. I had other things, but I saw the tickets were still pretty cheap, and hopefully that happens for Vegas, because everyone wants to be there. There's so many rumors going around. But what's your guys' thoughts on the tickets, on the ticket prices, and then who's going to be watching Bad Blood next weekend? Next weekend I'll be attending. This upcoming weekend, actually, I'll be attending Comic-Con LA. Sting was supposed to appear and do signatures. That was the reason that caught my attention, and then I think he canceled, pulled out. But we still got people like Marty McFly. Marty McFly and Doc Brown are gonna be there. We got Anakin Skywalker, and we got Obi-Wan Kenobi attending. Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen. It's gonna be a good event. So I'm still gonna attend whether wrestlers go or not. I know a lot of the Power Rangers go and attend. I'm a huge Power Ranger fan. Huge Back to the Future fan. Obviously, of course, great staples of film. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing this weekend, and also catching Bad Blood. Probably when I leave the event, depending on what hours I get. I'm trying to do the early morning when it opens, handle my thing, shoot content, come back home, enjoy the pay-per-view at home. So that's wrapping it up on this first episode of season 2 of the Cutting Room Podcast with the Mass Creative Damian King. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you guys want to hear about, what you guys want to talk about. There's a lot of things. Now that I have my own equipment at my house, it'll be quicker for me to drop videos. It'll be strictly audio. It's a lot quicker for me to edit. I have a lot of things going on besides doing this and being a creative and an influencer. But if you guys want to see me successful, subscribe, follow on Instagram. The Only Damian King on Instagram, Only Damian King on TikTok, and that will do it. And I'll leave you guys with that. Have a good day, guys.